Hey there, welcome to another episode of Cooking with Violet Vixen. Today we are grabbing our slow cooker. This is a perfect recipe, once again, that I have adapted to do the slow cooker. I will talk you through the traditional way and the slow cooker way. So we are cooking lamb and spinach curry. So here's what we need to serve 4. Come on in and I'll show you what we need. So first of all, the star of the show is the slow cooker. So get that ready. You'll need a couple of stirring sticks, probably just one actually. If you're not using this, you'll be using your stovetop, so you will need a large saucepan. And ingredients as follows: 1.5 tablespoons of vegetable oil, 750 grams of diced lamb. Now, you can do it with diced lamb, which means it will cook a lot quicker. But I am going with the leg of lamb again because it was so good last time. 2 brown onions, halved and thinly sliced. I got 3 small ones. 2 garlic cloves crushed because I keep them in the freezer now. I've actually cut them up instead of crushing them. 1/2 cup of korma curry paste. I've just gone with the Patek's one because that's all I could find. That's there. 400-gram can of chopped tomatoes. These are the Italian ones. 200 grams of Greek-style natural yogurt. 1 cup of water, which I'm doing 1.5 cups in the slow cooker. So in the slow cooker, you always need more liquid. So just an extra 1/2 cup of water can make all the difference, especially if you're not going to be home all day with it, or if you can't come and check on it. Because the problem with the slow cooker is if it cooks too quick, you can burn off all the liquid and then it can dry out and go yuck. So we need to keep a bit more liquid in it. We can always thicken it at the end, but the yogurt will probably do that anyway. 1 bunch of English spinach, trimmed and coarsely chopped. Well, it started to wilt because I had to buy it a little bit earlier with it being Easter. So I've just had it in water soaking overnight, but that's going in at the end anyway, so we'll chop that up later. Steamed basmati rice to serve. I haven't cooked that yet, but that's fairly straightforward. That's my basmati rice in there. 25 grams of flaked almonds toasted. I haven't got those out yet. And fresh coriander to serve. I also haven't got that out yet. I'm just going to use some coriander from the freezer, but those will go in at the very end to garnish on the top. So all going well. We're basically just going to chuck everything in the slow cooker, pop the lid on it, and then we'll come and check on it in about 2 hours. So I'm going to talk you through the way that we do it if we're not doing the slow cooker. So if we're not using the slow cooker, we are going to be heating half the oil in a large saucepan over medium-high heat. Cook half the lamb, turning for 5 to 6 minutes or until browned, and then take it out. Do the same with the rest of it. And then you are going to heat the remaining oil in the pan, reduce the heat and cook your onion, stirring occasionally for 5 to 7 minutes or until golden. Add your garlic, cook stirring for a minute, and then you add your curry paste, cook stirring for another 1 to 2 minutes, and then pop your lamb back in. Stir in your tomatoes, your yogurt and your water. Reduce heat to low, cover and simmer for 30 minutes. Uncover and simmer for 30 minutes or until lamb is tender and the sauce thickens slightly. Season with salt and pepper. Then all you need to do is add your spinach, cover, cook for 5 minutes or until your spinach wilts, and then divide your rice and pop it on top and garnish with your almonds and coriander. So that is the recipe. My way is in the slow cooker, so let's go. All right, so first of all, I always spray the slow cooker because you'll thank me when you go to wash it. And then we're going to add 1.5 tablespoons of vegetable oil. This is a half a tablespoon, so I want 3 of these. Now you can brown the meat first, but it always becomes a bit of a problem because then you sort of make extra washing up for yourself. This way it's technically a one pot, one pan dinner dish. All right, so this is the first time I've seen the leg of lamb because I sort of just had a quick look at it when it came through the door at work, because they deliver it, because they're awesome. So I just asked for the best way to get the lamb, whether it would be diced or this way again, and coming to the conclusion that if I'm going to do it in the slow cooker, the only way to do it is the leg of lamb, because that bone will pull out of it after, and then I'm going to get some flavouring off that as well. So that probably weighs more than 750 grams, but I don't care, it's going to be amazing. So in goes that one. Next up, we was going to be adding our onions anyway, so we just sprinkle these all over. Then it was the garlic, the curry paste, you can see why I love this slow cooker idea. In goes the curry paste. Grab a spoon and just scoop that out. You could deglaze that with a little bit of that water that we've got. Now I'm going to leave the yogurt until almost the end. Like I might wait 2 hours before I put the yogurt in, and then I'll wait until the last hour before I do the spinach. And then in goes the tomatoes, which I haven't opened. I have no nails. I had to actually file them all down. Okay. Let's grab a spoon. Because no one wants to open their tin of tomatoes, do they? Okay. Don't answer that. Of course we do. Oh my goodness. Well done. All right. In they go. Yum. And we're going to put the rest of the water in this, and we're going to deglaze the tin. This is called deglazing. In goes that. And then we're going to turn it on. Pop it on low, which I didn't turn it off last time from low. Pop the lid on, and I will see you in a few hours. So that's it there before we put the lid on, okay? Yum. So it's just been a little bit over 2 hours, so we're going to have a quick look and a quick stir. It's starting to smell good. Just give it a little stir. There we go. Just starting to smell good now. So I'm going to give it another couple of hours before I put the yogurt in, because we've still got another 6 hours. So we've still got quite a few hours to go, but we're going to lift the lid and we are going to flip it over. So I've just got to move the lid out of the way. All right, we'll get our spoon and we'll get another spoon. And then what we're going to do is just reach in and flick it over. I don't know if you can see it, but there it is. Now it's still obviously on the bone. And I've sort of got it up and over it. That's it. Oh my goodness. Ah, there we go. All right, I flipped it over. Excellent. Give it a stir. All right. Let me bring you closer so you can see what's going on. There you go. We've just flipped him over. So what I'm going to do now is gradually add the yogurt. We've still got about 3 hours to go, but we're okay. So we're just going to add the yogurt very slowly. And then what we do while we're adding the yogurt very slowly is we stir it. And then I'm going to put the spinach in a little bit earlier. Because we're just going to put it on the top and it will wilt into it. Okay, and now it's all in. The next thing we have to do is just start and put the spinach on top. So I'm just going to put it on top like that. Just going to pick the leaves off as I go. Same as when you buy your baby spinach. So all I've done is I've hacked the ends off the bunch. And I've just got to pick through them. And these, once we put the lid on, these will wilt into it and make it all yummy. So we'll check back in with it in a couple more hours, and that spinach will all be wilted and the lamb should be starting to come off the bone. Okay, 8 hours later, it is ready to serve. I've cooked some rice in the microwave because it's the quickest way to do it. So thank you for watching this episode of Cooking with Violet Vixen. This has been a lamb and spinach curry done in the slow cooker. Enjoy. I'll catch you on the next one. Bye.